Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that one to the side.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight we've got the Kylou Glass Gen 4 series here from Kansas. 2 races remaining, and I'm telling you, things are heating up. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Jared Carr. Jared, we're almost through this season, and we got, I think, 5 guys in this thing. It's crazy as we look in on Kansas.
Yeah, Dean, we are having a season, right? I mean, we have right now, like unofficially, if you will, 5 drivers, or mathematically, let's use the right terminology. Mathematically, based on the amount of drivers we had tonight, which is 31 drivers, apologies, lining up to take the field tonight. Mathematically, we still have 5 drivers left. Jason Ratliff, Chris Owens, Troy Torgerson, Wes Pistol, and Michael Walker III. Dean, it's going to be crazy. And what's even more crazy, 2 of those drivers haven't won a race yet this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy when you have 5. You're almost assured, Jared, that someone's heart is going to get broken. One of these 4 is going to make a mistake or have a problem or get taken out, and it's going to be tragic. And I'm not here for the tragedies, Jared, but I mean, when we grew up, NASCAR was kind of built on tragedies almost. I mean, you went to the race as much for the wrecks as you did the race.
Well, exactly, Dean. And the other thing is, every race built into a culmination of a championship. Unlike today, where it's, I'm not going to get into that, but just not the same, right? And all these drivers, we can talk about. Jason Ratliff has won 5 races. Chris Owens has won 4 races. Both of those drivers are sitting in 4th and 5th in points, and a bad race tonight, Dean, will end their championship hopes. It is assured. They have to have a good race. They're hanging on by a thread, and they have the most wins in the series. While you look at Torgerson and Michael Walker, they can have a little bit of a slip-up tonight, Dean. Not a big one, but a little bit of a slip-up, and they haven't won a single race. And that's because this season builds race to race, week to week, on each other, and you have to be on your A game every week in RGR, Dean, and that's proven it time and time again.
Well, it has been, and as we're watching the Rifleman take some laps here, we're looking on Austin Kraus, I believe, making his debut in the 23. As far as I know, it's his debut. And Jared, I think about Kansas, and I think about these machines. I've never run the Gen 4 at Kansas. Is the Highline going to come into play, or is this going to be a bottom feeder here tonight?
Well, Dean, I'd love to answer that question, but the Gen 4 car never ran Kansas in this iteration. So we're in for a big surprise because in 2008, they redid this track, added progressive banking, totally changed the way it raced for the first, because it came out in 2001. So from 2001 to 2006, it was a totally different layout, kind of like old Las Vegas. It was a little bit flat. The Highline wasn't really viable, and now it's got that progressive banking. So I honestly don't know what to tell you, Dean. I think we're going to see something we haven't seen before here tonight on Wind Tunnel TV.
Well, there you go. I mean, nothing would surprise me. We look in on the Looney Tunes car. Could we see some loony happenings tonight? Anything is possible and probably likely. I can't wait to get into this one. We went over our championship standings there, and it's just incredible as we bring them back up here. Ripka just outside of the top 5. Weiss, Tony Ratliff, Tom Ashley, Jason Brantley, all those guys and others. They're looking to play spoiler here, too. They don't care about these 5 in their championship, Jared. They're going to come and try and win a race.
No, and that's exactly right. We also have, from what I can tell, 3 new guys tonight. Well, at least 2 of them new to Wind Tunnel TV. Dean already touched on one earlier. That was the 23 machine. And we also got Matty Watkins, a guy we've covered on Wind Tunnel TV in the past. We also got Michael D. Canaday out here, Dean, and they're looking to kind of show what they got here in their debut races.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Canady, as I've been calling him,
Canady,
Jared.
sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm hoping he gets a top 3 so we can get it settled, Jared. But yeah, those guys have raced in other series with RGR, a couple of races. But yeah, I think it may be their debut in this series. So very interesting. Right now, cars gridding up, getting ready to go. Let's get into tonight's starting grid. It's Nick Burris on the pole. How about that? That might be Nick's first pole to 66 with a time of 30.203. The Rifleman starts on the outside of row number 1. It's Fleming and what you just said, Matty Watkins in row 2. Row 3 will feature Brandon Sheffield and Wes Pistol. Ian Spear will start in the 7 hole with Lance Buckshot Ripka on his outside. It'll be Michael Walker and Tom Ashley in row 5. Row 6 features Ralph Nolan and Tony Ratliff.
Yeah, and you look a little bit further back, we got Ross Weiss. Dean talked about him in our pre-race, along with one of our championship contenders having to come from the middle of the field, Chris Owens. Row 8 will feature Tracy Powers and another one of our championship contenders, Troy Torgerson. Back there in row 9, Klaus Williams and Jason Brantley. Row 10, Jason Spear and Bob LaPrime. Row 11, Adam Newton and Todd the Toadman Gilly. And then in row 12, Michael Canady, maybe I screwed that up again, and TJ Rogers. And these drivers all did not take times. Herb Ashley, Edward Kane, Tom Lester, Eric Whiting, Daryl Spear, George Dibble, and Austin Kraus here tonight, Dean. And all those drivers are on the grid, so this is going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this one. Should be some great racing. We'll see what Burris can do from the pole. The pace car's off the track. We're ready to go racing here in the Kansas 175.
Great start, even start up front. Burris on the inside there, making his second start in this series, and he's going to be on the bottom. Ratliff to the high side. We also got somebody going to the wall already. We might have a 3-wide battle for the lead, Dean.
That's Matty Watkins up there digging hard, looking to push it out front already. So the Rifleman holding on as Burris has the preferred bottom, I believe. Burris gets a little stick-em on the tires. He's going to try and power through here.
Light battle off turn number 4. It's going to be Jason Ratliff at the line. I believe, Dean, he'll get the credit. It looks like on my telestrator.
Yeah, that'd be a big point for him there.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does get the credit. So here he goes, battling back outside, Dean. And there's Matty Watkins. I mean, he is a stout racer. And the thing is like, you know, all these drivers, except for Ratliff and Pistol on our screen here, Dean, they don't care about the championship battle. They're here to win the race.
Well, does that change how you drive? I mean, does that change the Rifleman or Pistol? Like, are they saying, man, I gotta watch what I'm doing here. These guys don't have a care in the world. I got a lot to care about.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, you look right there, Burris got a little bit loose there on the outside of Shane Fleming. You know, there's some impressive qualifying runs. I do want to point that out, Dean. We didn't really get a chance to talk too much about it, but, I mean, Nick Burris, you know, he's great in the Xfinity car. We know him from that series, making his second start over here. Great qualifying run there. And then you also have Shane Fleming. A fantastic qualifying run for him. He's been kind of mid-pack most of the year, and he's really found something tonight. And I think if you're Wes Pistol, you're Jason Ratliff, you let these guys that want to fight it out for the win, go fight it out. But make sure you get up there when it counts, when the pay window closes on lap 135.
Yeah, absolutely. Watkins up to the top, looking to get things wound up. He's been running that high side. Interesting, Jared. I'm seeing multi-groove racing here tonight. I like what I see.
Yeah, we've seen Matty Watkins kind of run that high line. That's what I usually do in the Xfinity car there, and just kind of pull it off the wall. Although I am a little bit skeptical, and Matty's a very good driver. I want to point that out. But anytime I see drivers run that high line and then cut across those seams, it tends to make the car unbalanced as the run goes on, tends to introduce a looseness, because each of those seams transitions the car handling a little bit as you go across them. And when you're forcing yourself, or you're pulling down across those seams. You're going against the ridge of how that seam is built, and it just kind of creates some odd wear, in my opinion. I've just seen that happen in a lot of cars, so I'll be interested to see these guys as the run go on. He's not the only driver doing it, but something to be watching on.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it myself. I still do it myself on occasion, but you're right. I do think in my head, Jared, I think of the cheese grater effect, you know, like it's just chewing them up, even though that might not be exactly correct. That's how I look at it. Look through the field here. You got Weiss back in 11th. Owens wrapping the high side. And look at the run from Owens. Wow. He kind of stalled on exit just slightly there, but in the center, he looked dynamic.
Yeah, Chris Owens, I mean, he's got to make up some points, right? I mean, he is in 12th position. Troy Torgerson right there on the bottom in that silver Navy machine. Also another championship contender. These guys are in the back, Dean. This is not where they want to be. They are already, you know, hemorrhaging points. And like I said, Owens got a yellow flag. It is way back in the back. Maybe Daryl Spear involved?
Eric Whiting, and it looks like Ian Spear, the 32 machine, the Skull Bandit. That would be Daryl, I think. Broken right front. That car is done. Let's get a look at the wreck. You see him here. Oh, and he just comes off the wall, down into Whiting, and around they go.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I think he thought that Whiting was by him, and by the time he had already pulled the car down, you see him like at the last second he tries to pull off of him, and it's too late, and just didn't see it happen there.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there. I mean, literally running for last place as far as I could tell, Jared. An unfortunate incident. Caution out on the track here on lap 9 of 135. Could this affect strategies? Perhaps. It's always an interesting time, Jared. Somewhere in that lap 10 range, you could. That lift stays out. We got a lot staying out, and we got a lot coming in. I think everybody.
Chris Owens stays out.
Owens with the late decision to stay out. Wow.
Yeah, and now with these, Dean, if I see these, if any driver stays out, Dean, my first instinct is 2 tires. 2 tires, yes, is not a winning strategy, but boy, it is a massive track position strategy, and you're going to have to pit anyway, probably in another 40 or 50 laps here. I think I wouldn't be surprised we saw a couple two stoppers.
I mean, maybe, but making that lap. Oh, and there's 2 from Matty Watkins right there. So there you go, Jared.
Matty. That is a Matty Watkins strategy.
So
right
you're obviously have a little familiar with Matty Watkins. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, I mean, he ran in some leagues that we ran in, Dean. But his background is dirt racing. He's a dirt racer. So sprint cars, 410s. I think he made maybe the World of Outlaws Pro Series, if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago. So very talented on the road. Obviously very good on the oval as well. But I don't think he does as much pavement anymore as he does the dirt stuff. And Matty is a aggressive driver, but he's very good at handling a car that's very on the edge. And I think that kind of suits the Gen 4-ness of this car and where he's running on the racetrack tonight, Dean.
All right. Well,
as far as up against the wall, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how those 2 tires hold out. You see Adam Newton right behind him, the Bulldog in the U.S. Army machine. Good to see Adam out here tonight. And Tom Lester, who stayed out, so he's up 20 spots. Canadi's up 17. Owens picks up an important 9. And, we have out of our championship contenders, you got Jason Ratliff first, Wes Pistol third, Owens in 5th. So that's very interesting. Those 3 all lined up nose to tail.
Yeah, real quick, 2 tires for Matty Watkins. We talked about that. Adam Newton also took 2 tires. He's another one of those drivers. I could say the same thing that I said about Matty Watkins about Adam Newton. Just one of those guys that really does good when they're hanging the car out. TJ Rogers came back down pit road and did, I don't know if he meant to take 2 or he missed fuel, but a little bit of a long stop. Didn't see any damage on that car, but he is going to be lining up dead last now, unfortunately, on the racetrack here.
All right, so Rogers with an odd pit sequence there. We'll see how it plays out for him. Right now, about to go back to green. It'll be Jason Ratliff, Michael Fleming, Wes Pistol, and Brandon Sheffield, your top 4.
Green, green, green.
Green down and away. Great start by the Rifleman. Little checkup somewhere around Lester. Lester looks off the pace. Newton has to check up the whole line. Whole inside line is slow back there.
Yeah, Tom Lester spun the tires a little bit. Dean was kind of watching that happen there. Lester get it under control. He's going to pull down to the bottom, and drivers are going to go around the outside. I think everybody's going to be no worse for the wear there.
So far, advantage to the non-stoppers. Owens with a big drive. He's going to get to the outside of Sheffield here, so Owens trying desperately to come up here and get himself one. Well, make it 3 in a row, actually, Jared. I think he's won 2 in a row in this series.
Oh, and right there, I think that was Brandon Sheffield, Dean. He got the apron in turn 2 and just about wiped that car out.
Wow. So he goes up to the top. He don't want nothing to do with the apron anymore. And he gets a great run up there. Watkins almost took him out. So Sheffield having troubles. The 17 a little bit loose. That's Canady.
Canady trying to hold on to that machine right now. But Dean, you know, this is, we talked about a lot of drivers. I'd be remiss. We're familiar with Brandon Sheffield, but this is his first start in the Gen 4 this season. He's not on the statistics sheet, so my apologies. I'm just so familiar with Brandon, but making his debut in the Gen 4 League tonight.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, watch for him later in the race, Jared. He's like a chameleon. He can adapt to anything.
Absolutely. Right now, you know, I got to say right now, he is ripping that wall. Holy cow. And we're going to be 3 wide as Matty right there on the quarter panel there. Sheffield tight off the corner. Boy, oh boy, they're getting stacked up there.
Yeah, he hit the wall a couple times on exit, did Sheffield. Sheffield really trying to rock the wall. That's dangerous and tough up there. And Watkins going to slide through barely. There goes Michael Walker. So Michael Walker up to 7th. Remember, he did pit. So Walker taking advantage here. Could this be a big advantage as this run goes on? We'll see.
Yeah, what Michael Walker needs to do is not pay attention to Matty Watkins, not pay attention to Michael Canady. Any of these guys in front of him, he will get around them no matter what as this run goes on. What you don't want to do is use up the Goodyear tires and don't want to get in that spot. Holy cow, Canady got put in a tight spot there. That car was all kinds of sideways off turn.
Jared Walker has got to use his head. These are 2 rookies. I don't care how experienced they are. They're rookies to this series. You do not want to be 3 wide on the bottom with 2 rookies up top on you.
Canady pinched up Matt Watkins there off of turn 2, and Matty had to get out of that gas, but everybody's going to get through that unscathed. But boy, some tense moments if you're Michael Walker, I'm sure.
Unreal stuff early on. Owens closing in on Fleming. Fleming in 2nd, having a great run.
Oh, Tom Lester. Sorry, Dean. Tom Lester missed the apron in the front straightaway, and there's a massive checkup around Troy Torgerson. Massive checkup back there. Everybody gaggled up.
Torgerson rubbing the wall. Nolan up there. Weiss in this mix. There's Ripka coming into the picture.
Tense moments here after that pit stop, those pit stops, Dean. I tell you what, these drivers are driving like there's only 2 races left.
Jason Spear back there fighting with Tom Ashley. Spear will come clear. We go back out front, and it's a little calmer out here for the Rifleman, Jared.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times Jason is dominating races, right? And we don't get a lot of time to talk about Jason a whole lot, but man, how smooth is he driving that machine?
Yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. Why don't we jump on board, Jared, and have a look? I mean, he really is. You can see here that wheel is barely moving, Jared.
Yeah, you look on board that machine and you just watch him down the straightaway. Obviously not much going on here, but you got to line up the corner, right? This is such a deceiving corner. It looks flat, but it banks up. So as you notice,
we're under yellow. Somewhere around Brantley, big wreck.
Big wreck, big.
Brantley hurt. Ripka looks to be involved. Maybe the Toad Man, maybe La Prime, I'm not sure. Let's get a look at it.
Oh, man.
So Powers, oh, and Lester comes down into Ripka, Ripka down into Powers, Powers on the deck lid, holy smokes. Brantley gets cleaned out, Claus Williams gets in it.
Man, yeah, and the thing is I mean, Dibble, I think he was hard on the brakes, but just, you know, slammed into the back of Claus Williams and took Brantley around. Some other, I think Todd Gilly, man. I think Todd Gilly, who's about the third car in line, I think he slammed the brakes down, Dean, and literally didn't hit anything while Carnage is going around him. I would love to see an onboard.
Well, here
of
we
the
go.
19 machine.
We're going to go on board. Hold on. There's the start of the wreck. We switch our camera to on board with the Toad Man, and we'll play it at quarter speed here. And you can see there's Tom Ashley sideways. The Toad Man checking up. Dibble, it gives the old heave-ho to Claus Williams, who gets into Brantley. And all along the Toad Man, I'm telling you, we made a little bit of a call one night on him in here, and I think he took it to heart because that braking, man, has it gotten good, Jared.
No, I mean, that's heads-up driving. I think a couple drivers hit him or came down into him late in the wreck. I don't think he got a lot of damage out of that, but boy, oh boy, heads-up driving by the Toad Man there in that Kylou Glass machine. And he's had a front row view for the entire wreck.
So now another 10 laps go by, and we have 4 drivers out on the track. The Rifleman comes out in 5th after his stop, but Baris, Torgerson, Rogers, and Kraus all stay out. So could this be a good move for Torgerson? I mean, it didn't look too bad for the guys who stayed out last time, Jared.
Well, so here's the thing. I mean, look at the carnage last time was, right? That's the advantage, right? You know, you had Canati and you had Tom Lester. Those guys, you know, don't have as much experience up front. I think, you know, they had a little bit of anxiety, I felt like, watching them, you know, in that pack, and it kind of created some big holes in the pack that gave these drivers an advantage that stayed out on all tires. I don't think we're gonna see the same thing this time. I think there's too few cars, number one, and number two, I think that everything is kind of cycled back around to where we're gonna have a more solid restart here.
Well, that may be, but I'm having little flashbacks here, Jared, and I don't think they're because of my teenage years. It's possible, though, so who knows. But, you know, I don't think the tire wear on these cars is really wearing the way we think it should.
Well, I think that's clear, right? I've already kind of levied some, you know, won't say I've said it directly, but I've definitely levied some criticisms here and there, you know, at the tire. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. That's all I can say.
Well, I'll say this: it brings out some interesting strategy here, and I like it. Right? The ability for someone to stay out versus pit and not get completely murdered. It brings a whole new element to the race, and we're going to find out really quickly what's happening here. Nick Baris, who started on the pole, finds himself back out front. Troy Torgerson, trying to fight for a championship, will start second. Here we go.
Green flag,
Fusion deeper in the field. Claus Williams is on the apron there.
And a big checkup on that inside again, and I'm telling you, back where Newton and Nolan are and Weiss, those guys are getting tired of watching their lane get checked up. It's really rough on them.
Oh my goodness, and somebody was up in the wall. Was that, I don't know who that was. I apologize. Maybe Canati. But man, oh man, somebody got
That's
up there.
Kraus
hard.
up there, I think. Austin Kraus.
Right.
So newcomer trying to stay out of the way, perhaps, getting a little crazy up there. Baris and Torgerson, good starts. Rogers into third. We know what Rogers likes to do. He'll try and go to the front. Here comes the Rifleman with fresh tires. He's in fourth. Michael Walker, your points leader, now in fifth.
Yeah, and you know, I want to point this out. Michael Walker, he doesn't need anything spectacular. If Jason Ratliff beats him by a couple positions, that doesn't change the calculus for Michael Walker winning a title. What he doesn't want is to finish 15th in this race and have Jason Ratliff win this race, right? Same with Wes Pistol. But Pistol is a little bit more on the back bumper of Michael Walker in the point battle. So you have to, Michael Walker's real focus in this race is the 98 machine of Pistol. But boy, oh boy, you look out front. Nick Burris, what a drive he has done. I think he kind of was trying to figure out this car. It's only his second start, Dean. And started from the pole, didn't lead a lap from the pole, but boy, here comes Torgerson. He needs that bonus point pretty bad, Dean. Here he comes.
Torgerson just set the fastest lap of the race on old tires and just grabbed a point for leading. Unbelievable. The 89 on fire. Doyle Lawrence out in the chat cheering him on.
I was about to say, I know Doyle's rooting him on right now because that is a power move for a guy that wants to get himself into the championship fight. But don't look now. Here comes TJ Rogers. And Dean, we've interviewed TJ. TJ has won races. He said, I don't care about the championship. I want to win races. That is something you have to keep in mind if you're Troy Torgerson. Do not fight with TJ Rogers. Just do whatever you can. Stay out front as long as you can. But TJ Rogers, you know he's going to be up front sooner than later.
How about these tires? We're talking about 10, 11 laps, Jared. And he's out there setting the best lap of the race on them. Very interesting to me.
Well, and let's tip our cap a little bit to the two drivers that are on that strategy right now, or two of the three drivers at least, TJ Rogers and Troy Torgerson. They are wily vets. I mean, we've known Torgerson for 7, 8 years at this point, right? We've known TJ Rogers for a few years. I mean, this is not super shocking. They're very good at managing their stuff. They drive to their limit. They understand what they need to get the slip angle out of the car. This is not super surprising to see these drivers up front with older tires.
Yeah, not that. A little bit to me, Jared. I gotta say, I thought the Rifleman and Walker would power through these guys within 2 laps. Looks like it's gonna take them 10 or 15 to get it done, if at all. Behind them, Fleming fighting with Burris. Remember, Burris started twice now up front. He doesn't want to push the car that hard. He slipped back both times. Behind him, Canady and Watkins slugging it out. And right behind there, Pistol, as it looks like Canady into the wall. Pistol has to come to the bottom.
That's some tight battling back there. But, you know, Dean, something that was prevalent in the Gen 4 era and the Gen 3 era was manufacturer wars. And I got to tell you, we got the top 4 are all Fords, but Shane Fleming is trying to put a Chevy inside the top 5. I just thought I'd bring that back. You know, a little manufacturer battle going on out here tonight, too.
All right. Walker slips in behind Fleming. Can't get the outside lane to quite get around him. Pistol on the outside of Canady. I don't know if he wants to be up there or not. You see Burris up on the high side as well.
And Pistol is on the side, trying to side draft Canady. And I don't know Canady. He might be a great driver. I just don't know much about him. But I think that gives me a little pause. If I'm Wes Pistol, you don't really know how he's going to react. And same with anybody else in this series. I don't know if I'd be racing him this hard, Dean.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You just don't know, do you? We're trying to get a look at the bumper here. We'll go on to. We're trying to get a look at Canady's bumper here, but I'm not having much success. Here we go. What can Brown do for you? I mean, I don't know, Jared. The only thing Brown ever did for me was make me change my trousers.
I mean, Brown was late on a few packages in my time, that's for sure.
So Ratliff closing in on Rogers here for second.
The old UPS slogan there that Dale Jarrett ran there for many years.
Yeah, perhaps I made a mockery of that. That's my bad. Matty Watkins, I'm telling you, I don't think he's done particularly well in the other series, Jared. I'm not trying to call him out, just luck, whatever it may be, but he seems to really like this car.
Yeah, and I think that you're not super remiss. I mean, I think he ran a lot of trucks with the Dean, and that's a totally different car than this. And here comes Jason Ratliff. My goodness, he just shoved it up underneath the TJ Rogers. That's the most aggressive move I've seen.
Oh, no!
And there's Matty Watkins.
Rogers into Watkins. Jared, oh my goodness, Matty Watkins severely hurt. The wall has grabbed him and will not release him. He's turned it into the wall to save the field. That's a class move by Matty Watkins, and he's a little ticked off. He's going to speed down pit lane. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't know, Dean, I don't know what to say. That move, there was no hole there. There was no hole there, and Jason Ratliff said, I'm going through that hole. And TJ Rogers had no choice but to hold his ground, or they were going to wreck the whole field. I mean,
well, Jared, here we go on a replay, quarter speed. So there's a lane down on the very bottom, but I think, Watkins is following Torgerson doing a natural line, and Ratliff just jams it in there and rubs on him. I mean, that's highly, highly aggressive there from the rifleman.
Yeah, and I want to explain this a little bit too. From TJ Rogers' perspective, you're looking into the corner at that point. You're not expecting Jason Ratliff to stick his nose in there. We got somebody down in the apron, deeper in the field. Holy cow, good save back there. I think that was Klaus Williams maybe. But Dean, you're not expecting a car to stick his nose in there, and you see it. I mean, Jason Ratliff's car was sliding up the track as he's entering the corner. I mean, that is just aggressive, and that's all I'll say about it. But I guess if you need the points, you need the points, bud.
Yeah, I think, he probably thought there was some room that there wasn't. Nonetheless, it was aggressive. There's no doubt about that. So Jason Ratliff now sets his sights on Troy Torgerson. He's got 10-lap fresher tires. I don't think it's a matter of if, but when he would run down Troy Torgerson. But so far tonight, Jared, out of our contenders, these two are separating themselves. Don't forget about Walker, though.
No, and it's too early to even talk about Walker, right? I mean, he is, one of the guys that, kind of sits there and he's the closer. I mean, he has the most closing passes. We talk about it every week. And it's a stat I love to harp on. This guy is good at making passes late in the race, but here he is in third position.
Well, I'll tell you why I don't particularly like that stat, Jared. I like it for Walker. I want to make that clear. I do like it for Walker. But the guys will cheese that stat by not qualifying and then passing a bunch of cars. I don't really like that.
Well, it has. I mean, I understand that for sure, especially if you're not up front. But the closing passes is only within the last 10 laps.
Yeah,
that's
true.
The caveat.
Yeah, that's my mistake, Jared. I was thinking more about just
quality
passes and quality passes. That's right.
Quality passes can definitely be cheesed if you don't qualify and you're very good. But yeah, closing passes is a little harder to cheese.
Yeah.
You'd have to be running worse to get those.
Yeah, well, let's go back and reset on that. There's a look at Michael Walker II, and you're absolutely right. Closing passes matter. They're the ones that come in the late part of the race, and man, as he's a leader in points, probably by the amount he leads in closing passes, Jared.
Yeah, and it's amazing, right? I mean, I would love to see Michael Walker just get a win, right? I mean, I think he's a driver that you're like, man, third place, second place, third place, second place, and those are great. But I think, I want to see Michael Walker get up here and fight it out for one of these victories. But I know he's probably looking at the bigger picture at this point.
So Chris Owens here, we go on board with him. Back in 8th place, Jared. Another one of our contenders. He's up 6 spots so far. He did that initial strategy of staying out one of them. Now he's on the fresher rubber. Looks like he's settled in for the long haul.
Yeah, and you think about the point situation. Ratliff 17 back, Chris Owens 16 back, Torgerson 15 back. That's the current situation coming into this race. Chris Owens, 8th place and Ratliff in 2nd and Michael Walker in 3rd is not what Chris Owens needs. Chris Owens needs to find a way to the front of this field. Now, there is some separation. The top 3 have broken away from the rest of the pack. Brandon Sheffield has gotten around TJ Rogers, so put Brandon Sheffield into 4th. There's a little bit of a space there, but otherwise the rest of this field is pretty clammed up together, Dean. Only 3 seconds separating 5th place all the way back to 21st position. So pretty tight through there, Dean. So some positions to be made.
Oh yeah, lots going on here. You see Tony Ratliff just drove around Fleming. Fleming must have got loose or something. And here comes Tom Ashley. There's Gilly and Brantley on their way.
Looking out in the chat, and I'm seeing 100 viewers out here, Dean, and I want to see some guys out in the chat. I mean, this is clearly a big race for everybody at the Kylou Glass Gen 4 League, Dean, and maybe we get some chat guys out here and see if we can get some guys focused in on out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out your favorite driver. Hell, shout out your favorite drink. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're not picky. We'll talk about anything.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, big move back there. I think that might have been Todd Gilly. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, and they're tight back there, Dean.
Oh,
Brantley
boy.
is loose. Oh my goodness, Brantley saved it. How did he save that machine?
That was that did not look good, Jared. That looked like me on my tricycle when I lost a wheel.
Yeah, he definitely looked like he blew out a tire there. But this all started, Dean. Todd Gilly got loose in the tri-oval, and that's something we've seen at other tracks. Wasn't sure we'd see it here tonight, but we did see it. And Gilly did a good job saving it. And when he came back up on the track, he just kind of clipped Brantley by accident, just trying to hold on to it. And everybody did a great job surviving that.
Well, I'm going to go on board with Gilly here through the front stretch because I've seen a lot of cars look like they're fighting the front stretch, Jared.
Yeah, and we've seen that at like the old Atlanta and things like that, where there's just no grip through the tri-oval, and right there you see it, Gilly just having to battle that wheel to pulling it to the right down the left turning front straightaway.
Yeah, it looks unsettled. The car not squatting down or something. Hard to say exactly what's going on there. Out front, Torgerson on those older tires. I want to look at that again. He pitted on lap 9. Jason Ratliff, a 5-time winner, I think you said, pitted on lap 21, Jared, and can't run them down. These tires are a real thing out here.
Well, and the other thing, too, I want to point out, number one, hats off to Troy Torgerson, but number two, clean air is king. And once he got clean air, and that's why he fought so hard to get it. I mean, he got right up on Barisi. That's going to make Barisi lose. Barisi had to yield the position, and Torgerson just set sail from there. And that's the difference in this car. You have to be up front, and once you're up front, it is hard to chase drivers down, even with a tire advantage. Well,
here we go, Jared. Pistol on the move, Owens on the move. Those two coming forward here. So we have all of our contenders in the top 6, Jared.
Yeah, and that's huge. And, we talk about it. We've talked about it. I just want to keep everybody up to date. Ratliff 17 back, Owens 16 back, Torgerson 15 back. These 3 drivers have to survive and have a good race tonight and also have a big field next week. Let me emphasize that. They need another 30-car field next week. But otherwise, right now, I mean, all 3 of them are doing what they need to do. That's the problem, though. They need somebody to not do what they need to do.
Yeah, it's amazing how the cream comes to the top here. And I'm going to watch Owens and Rogers here because Rogers been kind of cutting Owens' nose on the exit there. And I got a bad feeling about this, Jared. Owens has to go forward, and I think at some point he's not going to lift on exit.
Well, and Dean, again, if you're Chris Owens, TJ Rogers isn't racing for anything, right? You got to be careful with the battles you pick, and you have to be able to make those moves. Here he goes. He's going to make a big move here. TJ's got to know he's there at this point, and he does. And TJ's not going to fight you super well. He did there. Oh, okay, here we go.
He did a small version of what I'd been seeing, but he kind of let it go that time. So Owens gets clear. He's into 6th. So you got Owens 6th, Pistol 5th, Sheffield not in the competition, but in the race for certain. Never count him out. And then you got Walker, Ratliff, and Torgerson. So our 5 competitors all in the top 6. Unbelievable stuff here on lap 52 of the Kansas 175.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, TJ Rogers, last pitted on lap 10. Nick Barris, he's in 12th. He also pitted with Torgerson and company. So, I mean, those guys, Torgerson, what he's doing is pretty unbelievable, even by his standards.
So look at Newton closing in on Rogers. Now we look at Weiss, Nolan, Canati. You got Barris, Ian Spear right there. then Jason Spear, Tony Ratliff. Jason Spear up 5 spots so far tonight. He's got that Alive Church on the side, and probably got Kylou Glass on the rear, I hope. No, not today, but Kylou Glass are sponsored tonight. Go check them out on Facebook. All your blown glass needs, go support the people who support our racing.
Absolutely, and we did have a little contact between Adam Newton and TJ Rogers for position. That was for 7th. But shout out, some other drivers. And here comes TJ Rogers. He's had enough of the tires. He's on pit road, Dean.
Yeah, Rogers pulling in. He's had a couple of contacts. He might be unhappy with them. They might be unhappy with him, but generally he's unhappy with this car. So Rogers in. This got to be scheduled on lap 54 here.
Yeah, I would say that's probably around the window. I think that you want to make a pit stop, Dean, but either way, I think he was getting fed up with he was falling through the field. So I think he just wanted to stop the hemorrhaging.
I just can't tell you enough how impressed I am with Torgerson tonight. He came to play. He's brought the Navy machine to the front on old tires, and he's not relinquishing it. Jason Ratliff right where he's been, about 0.7 seconds back. Walker slowly inching forward, but he's another 8/10 back. Then Sheffield. There's Pistol and Owens. Newton closing, and don't sleep on Newton. Great long run driver himself.
We got some more drivers coming down pit road here too, Dean. But I really wanted to take and that's Nick Barese. He was the other driver on that early pit stop strategy, staying out early. But I did want to point out real quick, Ian Spear. Shout out to Ian. He's had a pretty up and down season this year in the Gen 4 car when he's made races. But boy, I mean, he has been a consistent and solid, steady driver, running in 11th place, qualified in 7th, has run inside the top 10. So Ian Spear, shout out to the youngster out here, Dean.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian's got talent. There's no doubt about it. It's all about how much wheel time he can get. And, he's been... What I like about what I've seen about Ian is he took to heart, and this goes way back. I mean, he raced in my league before, Jared, and he would take instruction very, very well. That's a good young man right there. Of course, he does a lot of Christian activity on Facebook. Please go check that out. Love what we're seeing from Ian on and off the track, Jared.
Absolutely. And, you look through this field, and there's a lot of really great people outside the racetrack out there racing here tonight. They are putting on a show on the racetrack for us here on Wintel TV, Dean.
No doubt about it. Love them all. There's a look at Canati. He comes off the corner a little loose. Spear now up 8 spots, so Spear's starting to come forward here. That's not a huge surprise, is it, Jared?
No, this is Jason Spear 101, right? I mean, hey, maybe I'm not the best qualifier, but he'll figure out a way to get you in and around the top 10 as the run comes through, as the race goes on, and he is in 11th position. A couple other drivers I wanted to shout out, not as high up. We've talked about Todd Gilly, but he's up 7. How about Edward Kane, Dean? Up 9 positions, up into 17th, chasing down Jason Brantley. We haven't talked a lot about Edward Kane tonight, but having a solid run inside the top 20. Herb Ashley, also another solid run for him, up 6 spots inside the top 20. And then we have Austin Krause, who started shotgun on the field, up 9 positions. So shout out to those drivers having a decent run here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The one with a big mover on the night, or one of them, Troy Torgerson. He is up 15 spots, has the lead.
Here he comes.
And he's coming in. Oh, my goodness. So Torgerson's going to come in. He knows how important track position is. He doesn't figure he can make it to halfway. Him and Owens both come onto pit road.
And you wonder if that's going to be the thing, right, Dean, is can he stretch out the second part of this run? Because the other part, too, is even though these drivers are going long, there's no guarantee they can still make it to the end of the race, even if they can go long right now.
Well, you remember someone like our leader, Jason Ratliff, pitted on lap 21, Jared. He's only done 41 laps. So, I don't know how much more. He can obviously go another 10 laps as Weiss comes in. I mean, it's going to get really interesting. Fuel mileage, hard racing, track position, all coming into play tonight.
The other one that's interesting, Dean, is Chris Owens. Is that Chris? That is Chris Owens. He pitted as well with Troy Torgerson. So Owens, who was not on that strategy, also pitted. So Dean, that is a massive, interesting wrinkle that we have going on here. I can't talk. I'm so flabbergasted.
Yeah, it's very interesting for sure. Torgerson comes out about 2.2 seconds in front of Owens. Owens will try and cut that down. What does Ratliff and Walker do? I think they're going to stay out. They're going to probably attempt to get to the halfway. What would halfway be, you might ask? So we're looking at 55 and 21. You know, what's that, 76, Jared? I mean, my abacus is heating up over here.
Yeah, so they I'm dying over here. I'm dying, dude. So they would need 73 laps to go halfway here, or 63 laps to go halfway here. 67 laps. Holy cow.
Yeah, you using my abacus?
Laps. Holy cow. 67 laps. You got me all twisted up, dude.
Well, 67 would be halfway, but they pitted on lap 21. So
yep.
We take 21 from 135. You make that, what, 114. Half
right.
of 114, 57. 57 yep. And 21. What do we got, Jared?
78.
So lap 78, I predict, is when they're coming in.
Folks, don't have us do your taxes.
No, I mean, you've just entered the mind of Dean Doucette. There's a warning label, so I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, this is the quality stuff you get on Wintel TV.
Look at Pistol. How about Newton? Newton has closed in on West Pistol. One of the best he's shown in this car. Newton showed up here tonight, and you know if he showed up, he's got a piece to race because he comes to win, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, that's Adam Newton's style, right? I mean, and you look at the lap times, Dean, 31.6 that last time by. You look at our race leader, Jason Ratliff, 31.6. So Adam Newton is running lap times comparable to the leader, but he was just a little bit further back as he does get around Pistol 4 position. So move Newton up into the top 4.
Here's Sheffield on the pit road. Herb Ashley came in a little bit earlier, but Sheffield relinquished his second place, I think, maybe third. He's in. Yeah. Behind him, the Toad Man's coming in. That looked pretty aggressive from the Toad Man.
We'll keep an eye on the pit road speeding penalty box over here, Dean. But yeah. I'll tell you what, Michael Walker, you know, he is the only one of our championship contenders that has not led a lap. Him and West Pistol, neither of them have led laps tonight, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of Michael Walker's style, right? He doesn't really win. He doesn't lead a lot. He just comes in and he's the closer. You've named him that, and it's a great name. He finishes well, and right now he's in second place, so I don't know what he's got to close in on, but, I mean, if history has anything to say, he'll take first because he'll get a closing spot. Yeah,
there you go. And but you know, I guess my concern is, you know, these two drivers are the top 2 in the points. They have the most give that they can, that out of all the championship contenders. They have the most room for error, but at the end of the day, I would want, you know, I think that Michael Walker, what you need to do is try to stay out 1 lap longer than Jason Ratliff. Whenever Ratliff pits, if you can go 1 lap longer, that's 1 bonus point that helps you in the long run. But I think if you're Jason Ratliff, you try to empty Michael Walker's tank and force him to pit either before you or at the same time as you to prevent him from getting that bonus point.
Jared,
a lot of strategy.
Don't look now, but Torgerson out here, Owens has ran him down from 2 seconds back. So Owens putting the power down early in this run to close that gap. Now Torgerson under heat from him. Super interesting. Tom Ashley hits pit road.
Yeah, and I wonder, you know, if Torgerson's just being conservative, and that's the key in this car is if you can be conservative at the beginning of that pit run, you're going to be in a lot better position long run. If you use the tires up, you cheese grade those things out, it's going to be a tough road for you as West Pistol makes a late entry to pit road.
Yeah, and this is a little bit short of the mark here, so these guys coming in a little bit early to try and make it to halfway. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Jason Ratliff still out on the track, though, still leading. Fleming searching low, then goes high. Boy, that looked dangerous.
And we also got Jason Spear.
Oh, and he's coming in. So here comes the Rifleman. And Walker right behind him. So on lap 72, they enter pit road. Here comes Newton as well. So Newton closed some ground there before that pit stop. There's Nolan. Nolan having a good run tonight. Haven't had a chance to talk about him too much. Brantley comes in.
And while that was going on, Torgerson passes TJ Rogers. I believe when everything cycles away, that's going to be our battle for the lead right there with Owens, Torgerson, and Rogers there right now. I believe that's where it's going to cycle back to here in just a matter of minutes.
This could be a mammoth lead here, Jared. I really don't know, but I mean, Torgerson and Owens coming around now. Ratliff still on pit road. There he comes. So Ratliff and Walker coming off of pit road now. Looks like Newton a little slow on the get up off of pit road there, as long with it, Nolan, Brantley, and Lester still in his box.
Everything's going to cycle around. I think they're going to be about 5 to 7 seconds behind based on what I'm looking at here, Dean. I think that's
7.5 right now, Jared.
Yeah, let's see what they are at the line. So there's Torgerson. He's going to take over the lead officially. So there's Sheffield at 1.9, Paris at 5 seconds, Ratliff at 7.3. So there you go.
Yeah, so that's a lot of room considering we've seen 10-lap older tire Torgerson hold off Ratliff, maybe even pull away from him. Now Ratliff is 7 seconds back, Jared. I don't think, outside of finishing on fuel, I think Jason might be cooked. Look at Paris back in 5th. There's Jason Ratliff. Michael Walker lingering behind. Weiss, Pistol further back. There's Newton, and not a great pit exit for him. Canati in 11th. The Toad Man now up to 12th, so he's having a nice run. Spears slides into 13th. There's Nolan, we just talked about, or wanted to talk about. He's having a good run. I mean, he's down 3 spots right now, Jared, but a late pit stop for him. He's in 14th. I think he'll show in the top 10 here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the key that we look at, everybody pitting on 71 or 72, I think that tells you that we probably have another pit stop in store for those drivers. I don't know that for sure, but I think we'll have another pit stop.
Well, we're definitely going to have another stop for Torgerson and Owens.
Absolutely.
So those two got to stop. Does Jason Ratliff have to stop? And Michael Walker and Wes Pistol. Those 3 in particular are going to be who we're looking at. This has championship implications. Remember, there's only one more race. Owens way up the track this lap. Looks like he's giving room to Sheffield. Sheffield thinking about taking second. Remember, I told you, folks, this man's on Sheffield. He will improve. He's learning as he's driving.
And we're talking to Doyle out there in the chat, Dean, and he seems to think Torgerson's going to need to save some fuel here on this run in order to kind of stretch this thing out a little bit. And I agree, Dean. I mean, I think that Torgerson needs to put a little bit in the back burner so he can have less fuel as Owens grabs the wall in 3 and 4. So that's going to concede the spot to Sheffield.
Yeah, he'll lose that spot, but I disagree with both of you. I don't think Torgerson's got a hope in of finishing this race on this tank of gas. I don't even think it's in his plans. I think he's got another stop coming, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But who knows? I've been wrong so many times, it's hard to say.
Well, I think if you can save a little bit of gas and not have to take as much in the end, Dean, I think that is an advantage if it can save you, 1 click of fuel, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you can get it down to 1 can of fuel, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key, I think.
I mean, that may be, but you still, if you're going to get 4 tires, Jared, you might as well put in 2 cans, like it don't even matter. If you're getting 4 tires, you're looking at an 11-second stop, period. So a fuel stop, maybe 13, 14 seconds, so that you're going to save 2 or 3 seconds. That could be big, who knows, but I don't think it really matters to these guys at this point. It's really about, can Torgerson and Owens make it? Sheffield's out here looking for the win. Don't forget that, because he's looking stout right now. But, Jason Ratliff, Walker, and Pistol in the driver's seat from the way I'm looking at it, fuel mileage-wise.
This is one of the best things, right, is just absolutely watching the championship kind of hang in the balance of a lot of these drivers.
It's so crazy as we look in on our points leader, Michael Walker, in that number 22 Braves machine, as my Blue Jays play in the World Series, by the way.
Played 2 games worth last night, Dean.
Yeah, I watched both of them. It was painful. And there goes Mocker. He is caught up to Jason Ratliff, so watch out. They're both catching up to TJ Rogers. Things heating up here for third. Got to be careful. Rogers been feisty up here trying to protect his spot.
This is this is getting up to it, right? I mean, we got a 2-car breakaway up there, Dean. But man, I don't even know what to even talk about. Chris Owens is kind of falling off the back a little bit there, but Jason Ratliff and TJ Rogers had a little skirmish earlier, Dean, and I just have to wonder, if that was part of that little instance there.
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know who's unhappy with who, but regardless, I'm just going to go away from that one, Jared. We got a battle for the lead. We got Sheffield closing in on Troy Torgerson. Oh, and Sheffield into the wall. That's going to hurt him. That wall grabbed him a little bit. That's going to bring LaPrime underneath. And somehow Sheffield got power down. He's running down Torgerson. I think Torgerson checked up or something.
Well, Lance Ripka is right there. And I think Torgerson was running the same line Lance was and had to get out of the gas and just kind of offset there. Torgerson, Sheffield back into the wall again. That's going to hurt. That actually did hurt him that time.
He's been pounding that thing, Jared. I don't know if that car can survive many more hits.
Yeah, this is wild. This is some wild racing.
Look at the run Sheffield gets through this part of the track. It's amazing. I mean, it could be an optical illusion, too.
Yeah, a little bit. I think a little bit's the angle, right? But he is doing good through that area of the track. But and folks, we still have quite a bit of race to go. I mean, this is not anywhere close to being done and settled yet.
No, very not done whatsoever. Let's go a little further back. There's Canady, Nolan, Spear, the Toad Man. That is 12th through 14th. Tony Ratliff, he's like a secondary closer, Jared. The 6th car, I'm telling you, this man comes on late in races all the time. Not sure those stats will back me up, but nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm pulling them up right now, actually, Dean, because I'm curious who's number 2 in closing stats. It's not Tony Ratliff, and I know you won't be able to guess the guy that gets the other one, the second place in closing.
The closing passes. I'm going to go with Pistol.
Wes Pistol is 5th.
Yeah, that's all I got for you, Jared.
And Tony Ratliff is 6th, but it's actually Jason Brantley with the second most closing passes, grabbing some late race passes inside the top 10. Has to be inside the top 10, inside 10 laps. So Jason Brantley and Tracy Powers there in 3rd with Ross Weiss in 4th. So there you go.
Wow, great stuff there from the statistician, Jared Carr. And I do love those stats, by the way. I never knew they existed for many years. Maybe they didn't exist for many years, Jared. But over the last year or two, we've been looking at them, and they've been a lot of fun. Here we go. Battle for the race lead.
Sheffield using that outside line. And don't look now. Chris Owens is sneaking back into this picture. So is Jason Ratliff. So these guys have got to be cognizant of that. They don't want to bring a 3rd car into this battle. A couple's good, a thruple's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Torgerson staying to that low line. Sheffield wrapping the high side. He'll get a mammoth run here if he can keep it off the wall. He does. New race leader, Brandon Sheffield.
Yeah, I think if you're Troy Torgerson, I think you got to start experimenting with other lines. Although he comes back on the bottom, Dean. Great run through 3 and 4 on the bottom. That is very rare on those corners. And here comes Sheffield. He's going to be able to close it off, but I don't think Torgerson's done just yet.
No, and I think Sheffield's machine might be cooked. He looked real loose there, and I'm telling you, Torgerson, he looks rock solid. He is not overdriving that machine. Don't look now, coming into your picture. There's Owens and Ratliff, both right there, and behind them, Michael Walker. So they're all back together, Jared.
Yeah, that's all of our point leaders except for Wes Pistol, who's a little bit further back off the back of this group of cars. Sheffield, the only driver up here right now that's on the lead lap. Tom Lester also on your screen. He's a lap down, but boy, Torgerson doing a great job on the bottom, Dean, and just fighting. And he knows that he needs this win to really put himself in a good position heading into the last week of the season. But more than anything, he needs to clinch the most laps led tonight. That's 2 bonus points.
Well, and how frustrated is he getting right now with Sheffield? I mean, Sheffield's got a race, man. He's got a race to try and win this thing. But if you're Torgerson, you're like, get the heck off of my outside. These guys are closing in on me.
Well, I think the thing is, with Sheffield, if you're Torgerson, all right, let me start there. If you're Torgerson, you know you either need a caution or you need to pit. So your race is not really with Brandon Sheffield. Sheffield may have to pit. You don't really know if he has to pit or not, but you do know for a fact that you have to pit. And by battling with him, although they are not losing time, by the way, as Owens gets the wall. So
Owens. Yeah, he got grabbed hard there, Jared.
Yeah. He's going to lose 2 spots to Ratliff and Walker. 2 spots he did not need to lose right there. But if I'm Torgerson, I settle in behind Sheffield. I run my race. I take what I can get and just see where things stack up. Lap 110, you're going to know if these guys are going to stay out or if they're going to gamble or if they're going to have to pit or if they're going to gamble at the end of this race, right? But that's just the way I look at it.
Could that be another reason you see Torgerson on the bottom? Is it a fuel mileage thing, Jared? I mean, you definitely do not want to run the high line if you're saving fuel.
No, absolutely not. If you're anywhere close on fuel, the last thing you want to do is run up to the high side because you're going to burn a lot more fuel, especially if you do it consecutively.
There's a rifleman working on Tom Lester. Tom a lap down. TJ Rogers comes onto pit road. I've seen Claus Williams down there. Claus not having a great night. He was involved in that wreck early on. Torgerson, finally, the first time I seen that car get a little loose. Owens chasing his car down the track.
Yeah, and this is insane, to be honest with you, Dean.
So let me ask you this, Jared. When are you pitting let's assume you have to pit. When would you pit? I mean, you got to think of after what we've seen. First in is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think if you have to pit, if you know you have to pit, well, I don't know, man. This is a tough one, right? Because you don't want to pit too early and then get burned by a caution. That's the key. You do not want to get burned by caution.
Listen, I won't let you get away with giving me options, all right? You have to pick.
If I had to pick, and I knew I had to pit, Dean, I'd be on pit road on lap 100.
Yeah.
To be honest. Or maybe like 105.
Well, let's give you more information. So Torgerson pitted on lap 61. So he's got 37 laps on the tires with 37 more to go.
Yeah, you got to leave enough laps on the back end of your run if you have to pit. As we have somebody on pit road, that might be Ashley, I think, or Herb.
Yeah, Herb's in. Tom's coming in as well.
Is that Chris Owens in? Is that Chris Owens? That's all?
I think it was. I'm trying to. Oh, Chris Owens in the dirt. He's in the grass, Jared. Chris Owens has missed pit road, perhaps. I don't know. And now caution.
Yellow.
This is huge. The Toad Man does evasive maneuvers to avoid pit road. He was coming in. That might be huge for him. Holy cow.
Yeah, and Owens just locked it up trying to get underneath the speed limit coming to pit road. He spun it into the grass, and he's trying to get out of the grass, and he's going backwards on the track. That's what triggered the caution right there. He was going backwards on the track, and when he did that, yeah, the caution comes out. Yep.
Wow, he could not get it in. And then we see the Toad Man come around. We'll ride with him here under caution. He's got a long ways to go because the caution hasn't come out. I think it's about to. He starts to come down pit road. Caution comes out. He does a right turn and avoids, barely avoiding Owens as well. That was quite a move.
Yeah, and you know all that stuff we were talking about, Dean. We could just put that in the paper shredder.
It's all over now. So this all worked out for Torgerson. Did not work out for Owens because he was trying to get on pit road. What did work out is Owens still on the lead lap with that caution coming out, so he's not done yet. And we've seen he's got good short run speed. Wow, things are going to heat up. Here we go, folks.
Money stop time for these crews. You got and Ratliff might have run into the back of Torgerson.
Ratliff
and I know Michael Walker.
Ratliff's a little aggressive tonight.
Look at how tight they are on pit road. This is yeah, here comes Torgerson. He's going to dip in early. Yeah, there might be some damage on the front of the 55 machine, Dean. I could not tell.
Hard to say. People, championships are at stake. Things are happening out there.
Torgerson down the way. Newton down the way. Walker down the way. Sheffield down the way. It's going to be a drag race. It's going to be Sheffield by about a half a car length, followed by Ratliff, Newton, and Walker Pistol, and then Newton.
Wow. So we got our top four. Well, Sheffield's leading the race. Then you got Torgerson, Ratliff, Walker, and Pistol. Four of our contenders. Owens, he's going to be back. Owens started. He'll start back in 16th in big trouble championship-wise. We talked about it in the opening. There'll be heartbreak for someone. Was that what we just witnessed, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, if he finishes 14th, he's done. I mean, there's not probably going to be enough points for him to pick up going into the final race of the year. So I would say that he is going to be done unless you have something crazy happen with Walker or Weiss, West Pistol. If either of those drivers wreck and don't finish this race, then everything's back on the table, right? But if the race ended right now, he would be eliminated by most likely.
Boy, oh boy, this is where things happen, Jared. Closing laps, 33 to go at the line. And, you know, you got Sheffield racing for a win. Jason Ratliff been a little frisky, as I call it out here tonight. Newton's looking for a win. Paris back in 7th. Canady, Nolan, Jason Spear in the top 10. These guys could get in here on a short run and mix it up. And it's going to be up to our contenders on how much they want to play with them and how much danger they want to accept.
And Dean, we out in the chat, we got one of our favorites. We don't play favorites, but Rachel Hunt out there in the chat, and she says she loves the high side. It's some of the best drivers in iRacing that use it. So watch for that high side here on this restart, Dean.
All right, here we go. Rachel Hunt calling the high side. Torgerson in it along with Michael Walker. You got Sheffield and Ratliff down low. Green is down and away. Great start by Sheffield. He'll come right up in front of Torgerson. Looks like Jason Ratliff slow through the gears. There goes Pistol down on the inside. 3 wide. All championship competitors. Walker on the high side. Not going to work right now.
Ratliff wrapped it on the outside. He had a big surge of energy. He's going to cut underneath Torgerson. Torgerson going to try to block. Can't quite get there. Tight behind him. Kennedy and Newton make contact into 3.
Wow. All kinds of things going on, but Torgerson holds off.
Torgerson doing a great job. Might have been some contact further back. Everybody makes it through. But boy, Brandon Sheffield loving this. He sets sail.
Yeah, he's gone. We got Torgerson and Ratliff and Pistol lined up. Walker right behind him. Oh, and someone going down to the inside wall. I did not see who that was. A lap car.
Might have been Lance Ripka.
Is Lance Ripka, and he's still there, and he's stopped on the track. He'll tow. We stay green.
A rough night for Ripka. Gets worse. They'll probably call it a night, but tight racing right there. Walker and Pistol almost contact. Maybe a little bit of a bump there from Michael Walker, showing a little of aggressiveness.
Smoke all over the track. Ripka has left a trail out here. There goes Newton down on the bottom. He'll go underneath Canady. He's looking at Walker now.
Yeah, and don't look now. Nick Baris is up into 8th position there. We talked about him, but right behind him, Dean, is I'm not sure who that is. Is that who is that? Why
what
am
are you
I
looking
that's
at? Baris, and then you got Spear. You got Brantley
Spear,
and Nolan.
Holy cow, Jason Spear in the 83 machine there. I thought that said 63, and I was trying to figure out who that was. But yeah, Jason Spear coming to the front. Jason Brantley, I told you, Dean, he's a closer. And there he is.
Brantley doing a nice job. Right behind him, Edward Kane.
Contact. Todd Gilly is spun out. He has gotten wrecked off turn 4, Dean. Sorry.
Oh, and he collects someone there. That's Herb Ash. No, that is not Herb Ash. It's Tom Ashley. No. I'm not sure who else got collected there. It could have been Robert LaPrime, I think. Let's get a look at this. We'll re-rack him. So there's the Toad man. He's on the high side, and he just, he kind of comes down, and Fleming gets him. And late, LaPrime with the late smash in there.
Yeah, to me, I think that's another one of those things where Gilly comes off the wall and just doesn't see Shane Fleming, and I don't think Shane Fleming saw Gilly. It just kind of came together.
Jared, more importantly now, big decisions to be made. If you're in the top 10, I don't think he can pit here.
Well, if you're a championship contender, you certainly cannot pit, but you can put some people in in an interesting predicament by kind of coming in. I think, if you're Jason Spear, if you're Jason Brantley, Edward Kane, Nolan, even, maybe even Nick Baris or Kennedy.
How about Owens?
Owens. If I'm Owens, I'm coming in. I don't.
Yeah, 100%. Chris Owens should pit here, Jared.
Yeah, you got to have fresh tires, and you just got to use everything you got and go to the front and gain as many positions as you can. Here we go, Sheffield. And if I'm Torgerson, I don't come in with Sheffield. Oh, he doesn't. He
faked him out. So some come and some not. Canadian, Baris, Spear, Brantley, Owens does come. Torgerson, Ratliff, Pistol, Walker all stay out with Newton and Kane in tow, along with Ian Spear. So 8 cars stay out. And wow, what intrigue we have here with only one more race after this.
Yeah, four championship contenders are on the racetrack right now. Walker, Pistol, Ratliff, and Torgerson. The 5th one is Owens, and we called it. I thought out of everybody that pitted, Chris Owens had to pit. There's no doubt in my mind that he had to pit, and everybody's going to get down the way. I think Brandon Sheffield, let me double check before I open my mouth here, but Brandon Sheffield, no, he took 4 tires. So I wonder, I don't think 8 laps is going to be a big enough thing for Brandon Sheffield to make it back up there. But Dean, it's going to be tight, man. It is going to be real tight in these last 25 laps.
I think the proof was already out there, right? We've already done this and shown that Torgerson could hold off people with fresh tires here. But Sheffield's learned a lot. He's improved during this race. Chris Owens is desperate. He's back in 14th with fresh rubber. He's going to give it everything he got. And I got to tell you, Jared, I don't think we're done wrecking quite yet.
Well, I absolutely don't think we're done wrecking by any means. I think that now everything is out the window. I think we're going to see big aggression. And I think, if you're Ratliff and you're Chris Owens and you're even Troy Torgerson, this is your championship life on the line tonight. Michael Walker and Pistol are running in the top 5. you're not gaining a whole lot of points on them unless you win the race. And you also aren't gaining a lot of points on them with them running where they're at. So you have to be desperate. And if you're Chris Owens, if you're Jason Ratliff, and you're Troy Torgerson, you got to try to get as many spots as you can or try to win this race here tonight in order to stay alive in this championship hunt.
It's unbelievable. Top 4 in points lined up, nose to tail. Well, Owens, one of the top 5, he's back in 14th. He'll have work to do. In other news, World Series news, my Blue Jays just scored 4 runs. Don't know how or what's happened, but they've got the lead.
And it's only, the bottom of the 5th, so still 13 more innings to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Torgerson and Ratliff, Walker and Pistol, Newton and Kane. Here we go. One more time to settle the Kansas 175.
Green flag.
Good start here by Torgerson. Ratliff trying to hang on. Pistol pushing the issue to the inside. Pistol got position on Ratliff. Can he wrap the bottom?
Oh, and 3 wide. Sheffield throws 3 wide underneath Nolan and Baris. Tight battling back there. Here comes Pistol on the inside of Ratliff. I'm focused on Chris Owens through the field, but battle for second place.
Man, battle for second. Going to be a battle for first. Torgerson got to stay on his horse here. He's loving the side-by-side behind him. That might slow them down just enough.
Jason Brantley up into the wall off turn 4. He'll stay out of the way. We will stay under green.
What racing. Owens way up the track. He's rim rocking the high side here. Oh, and Spear's around.
Oh.
Jason Spear down to the inside. He'll lock it down. I don't think that'll bring out a caution. We stay green for now.
High battle here. Owens tried to get underneath it. Ian Spear. Ian tried to do everything he can to stay alive in this. He's got fresh tires as well. So don't count Ian Spear in the 34 machine, but boy, oh boy, Owens is all over the back of him. Torgerson's starting to open up a gap just a little bit on Jason Ratliff. Here comes Adam Newton on the outside of Michael Walker. That's for position.
Yeah, Walker going to get passed by Newton there. That's big. Owens continues his march through the field. Owens has picked up a few. He's into 10th, and he's looking racy. He piles up towards Sheffield and Ian Spear, looking for an opening, can't find one.
Full contact. Oh, wrecking back here. Big wreck. It's Ross Weiss and Shane Fleming. Others involved as well.
Tony Ratliff laid into the wall. Tom Ashley hurt. Fleming involved. Let's get a look at it. So here we go. Weiss got Rogers underneath him, and Weiss breaks loose in the tri-oval. Fleming gets into him a bit. Ashley gets into him and piles into the wall, and Tony Ratliff full speed into him. So not much braking going on there for those guys either, but tough situation to be sure.
Yeah, a little bit difficult there. I mean, right in front of him, I don't think he expected that car to hit the wall. I thought that, that was just a little bit of a late situation with Tom Ashley there, and Tony Ratliff going to be worse for the wear for it. But you were right, Dean. We're not done with cautions. I still don't think we're done with cautions.
Yeah, and the amount of lead lap cars is shrinking, Jared. A couple more gone now. Owens did make it to 10th. But if I'm him, I'm pitting again.
If you got tires, and Dean, I don't think there is any kind of
there are limits. They're just very large.
Six. So there you go. 6 tires, and we have used, I think, 3. So I think he's good.
Well, we got a lot of these guys on 4 stops. Rogers had 6 stops. Yeah, I think he's probably good. Here we go. They're all faking again, but Newton comes in. Newton and Walker.
Michael Walker.
Oh, Michael Walker hits pit road. Owens stays out this time. Holy smokes, we're going to shake it up, folks.
And honestly, Dean, I love this move by Michael Walker because now you have a much larger tire advantage on these drivers than Chris Owens does, right? So this is huge. And again, Michael Walker and Wes Pistol coming into this race, they had more wiggle room. They could be more aggressive with their strategy, and you're seeing that maybe that might be playing in for Michael Walker a little bit. Plus, he's the closer.
Jared, I want to bring another factor into the mix, though. You know, you don't just magically go from 13th to 1st. There's a lot of cars between you and there, and they're all driving, you know, hard. It's late in the race. We're going like crazy, 2 wide, 3 wide. So Michael Walker is going to be hard-pressed to live through this, let alone get to the front.
Yeah, I mean, that is the flip side of it. I mean, for every equal and you know, equal and opposite reaction, right? I mean, you know, it's the second law of motion, the second law of wrecking, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely, Jared. That's almost correct.
Yeah, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So
there you go.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
I mean, that's better. That's better than what I would have done, Jared. But no, you're absolutely right, and that's the thing, right? It's all about gambling. Like, and I think, you know, you mentioned it, Michael Walker. For him, he's the leader. He's got a little cushion. This is a good gamble for him. I mean, you know, it might end good, it might end bad, but I think it's a reasonable gamble. Owens tried it earlier. Now he stays out for the track position. He's an 8th. Your leader, Torgerson, with Jason Ratliff and Wes Pistol. So the top 3 still there. But let's talk about Edward Kane, up 22 spots, Jared.
Yeah, we briefly talked about him earlier in the race. He was up 9 then, and he kind of had a quiet night, and here he is, just sitting inside the top 5 here with 18 laps to go.
And there's Baris, your pole sitter. Ian Spear on his outside. Sheffield back in 7th with Owens on his outside. So there's so much going on, so much to race for. This thing is going to heat up. Unbelievable. All right, take a minute to get yourself a little drink, top it up, put the ice cubes in. Pace car is off. Here we go.
Green flag, green
Good
flag.
start there, and Pistol gets a jump. Ratliff struggled on the gears again. A little spin of the tire. Pistol will slip into 2nd. Big spot for Wes Pistol.
Now the top 2 drivers on the racetrack are the two drivers in our championship battle that haven't won yet this year, or 2 of the drivers that haven't won yet this year. And here comes Pistol trying to make a move, and they're all nose to tail. My goodness.
Up front,
Michael
they're a little
Walker.
sorted out, but lots of racing back. There's Owens trying to make a move on Ian Spear. Can't quite get it done. Further back, Michael Walker. He's in the hornet's nest here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Michael Walker is in a position I don't envy because he is blocked in by 2 drivers on significantly older tires, and he can't go anywhere. I mean, he cannot do anything right now.
So Owens going to make that move up front. Torgerson getting away a little bit as Pistol and Ratliff continue battling. Pistol trying to hold him off. Baris and Sheffield going at it behind him. And then you got Canady and Kane. Kane slipped during that restart. And he's going to be under heat from Owens here in a second. Could Owens come all the way through and make it 3 in a row?
Michael Walker is hemorrhaging spots back here, Dean. He has lost 3 spots since the restart in that 22 machine. This is not going to plan for the 22 car.
I think he kind of did that on purpose, Jared. I think he figures I'll get these 4 or 5 spots. I just don't want to wreck. Hard to say, but he's in trouble. Torgerson in the driver's seat. 15 to go. Pistol still holding off Ratliff.
And keep in mind, with all these drivers significantly ahead of Michael Walker, even Chris Owens, with a 7th place finish, not ideal, but it still keeps him alive for the next week. So this is huge for if Michael Walker can't recover and get back up here inside the top 10.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. There's no doubt. Huge for Torgerson, Pistol, Jason Ratliff. Jason's slipping a little bit right now. He's got Brandon Sheffield closing in.
Still a lot of racing to go, but we're getting down to it.
Here comes
13
Owens.
to go.
Owens another spot, so put him up to 6, Jared. The Bell South machine is looking stout here late. Looked like Baris with a little bauble there. Canady going to the outside of Owens here.
Yeah, Gennady has looked good. I mean, he kind of had some moments earlier in the race, but he's found his rhythm, and he's starting to get the car back underneath of him, and he is being aggressive here tonight. I like it, Dean.
Yeah, he got a big run. He's going to put Owens under heat again. So Owens struggling to hold off Gennady. It's hurting his overall times, and Gennady powers right on through. Not enough room there, though. Got to be careful. Owens coming back.
12 laps to go, Dean. I mean, this is where you're holding your breath, right? At this point in this race, you're just kind of like, where will the other shoe drop as Owens does make the pass on Gennady. The little contact between T.J. Rogers and Adam Newton right in front of Michael Walker. Holy cow.
And Walker looking to take advantage back here. Walker doing his thing, staying to the bottom. He doesn't pass people till 10 to go, Jared.
And TJ, I don't know if TJ has made everybody mad or if TJ is just getting used up tonight. I don't know what it is, but it feels like every time I look at TJ, somebody is going into the back of him or rubbing into him. Me personally, it looks like he's being used up from my perspective.
I think he's running an awkward line. I think that's what you're seeing. When you get in side by side, he's coming down in the middle of the corner and guys aren't ready for it. I think that's what you're witnessing. I don't really think it's an aggression or a problem or anger. I think it's just he's running a little awkward line when he gets like a lane up. Just an opinion, though. Right now,
yeah,
Walker trying to get underneath of Ian Spears, sorry. He does. So put Walker up to 11th. Out front, Torgerson coming to 9 to go next time by, and he is looking good. Pistol trying to run him down. Sheffield, Ratliff, Baris getting a shot from Owens. Owens gets Baris loose, and now Owens is going to power through or try to take 5th away from Baris.
Yeah, aggressive move there, but I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, and you see it right there with Owens. But boy, Troy Torgerson, all he's got to do is keep that car right on the white line. I think he might have this one in the bag. But Brandon Sheffield is still coming. If he can get around Pistol here late in this race, I would not be surprised if Sheffield doesn't give Torgerson a little bit of a run. But he's going to have to clear Pistol sooner than later.
I think Pistol slipping into second on that restart was so big for Torgerson. Look at Sheffield, rapid higher than high. Pistol was high, but Sheffield said there's more room up there, I'll take it.
That was an impressive move right there by the 36 machines. He puts himself in second. Torgerson still has a healthy lead as we're down to 7 laps to go at the line.
Wow, 7 laps to go. 9/10 is the lead, so he needs at least a 10th a lap. Does Sheffield? Can he do it? Now here comes Jason Ratliff. He'll go by Pistol. Perhaps. They're going to fight. Behind them, Owens sideways off the corner as he continues his fight with Nick Baris.
And Michael Walker still hasn't even reached inside the top 10. Here he goes. He's going to look underneath of the number 9 machine or number 21 machine of Edward Kane. He'll get that spot. So
Walker doing Walker things, right? He's going to pick up 1. He's got a few more ahead of him, Jared. Keep an eye on it. He'll probably get a couple more.
And that's going to be where my focus is right now. But Baris is giving Owens all kinds of havoc. And Owens needs that spot. I mean, he is one of the last drivers in that point battle with a chance here, and he needs all the points he can get, especially with Walker closing in on him.
Look, Owens got to do what he's got to do, and he's got to get up here and get these spots. I mean, he's done enough to stay in this thing so far, but he kind of used up Baris a little bit, and I don't blame Baris for running him. I mean, Baris is like, hey, you going to hit me? Let's go. So he's going to try to get back around him.
Yeah, Rogers super loose off turn 2. That's going to open the door for Adam Newton. Can Michael Walker follow through? Yes, he can. Gets to the door panel, but then backs off just a little bit. DJ pinching a little bit there, but not too bad. Walker's going to try to get alongside and can't do it.
That's kind of what I mean about that line, Jared. When Rogers gets in that second groove, you almost feel the car pointing down to the first groove. And it's just a little awkward. So I don't think it's a matter of anger with people or anything like that. It's just, and there goes Walker.
Yeah, Walker gets around. Chris Owens gets the wall. He's going to lose the spot to Barris, and don't look now. Here comes Kennedy and Adam Newton and maybe even Michael Walker. Here comes, Owens is right there on the quarter panel. I don't think there's a lot of love lost between these two drivers, Dean.
No, and Owens got to be careful. We cannot throw away a championship over a fight with a driver here. But he is working that machine, Jared, the 26. And they're coming up on pistol. 3 to go for Troy Torgerson. Can he get it done? I think he's got it now. He's got a huge lead over Sheffield. Ratliff in third. Pistol, here comes Owens.
Owens trying to get that spot, and don't look now, Michael Walker, he just needs a couple more spots, and he'll come out of this race somewhat unscathed. I think he was running in 5th position before the caution came out, so here he goes. He's on the outside of Newton. That'll move him up into 8th position if he can complete the pass.
Yeah, and I think Newton might be giving that spot away there as Owens continues to fight with Barris. They're all over each other, and they're working on pistol at the same time.
Owens threw that car in there. How did he keep that thing from sliding up the track? Unbelievable. I thought for sure he was going to slide right up into pistol.
Man, they are fighting. 1 to go for Troy Torgerson, the 89. He needed to win tonight. He had to have it. He's come out here and asserted dominance. The Navy machine down through 3, through 4. Troy Torgerson will go on and win the Kansas 175. Sheffield second, Jason Ratliff, Chris Owens, Wes Pistol, Nick Barris. Here comes Walker at the line. Walker will grab 8th behind Canady. Newton finishes 9th and Rogers in 10th. Wow, a great race here tonight, won by Troy Torgerson.
I mean, what a race. I mean, I don't even know where to start with what we saw tonight, but my goodness, I think we saw a little bit of everything. But Troy Torgerson grabbing his first win of the year in a pretty much a must-win race. He was 15 points behind coming in tonight. He gained, I think, about 9 or 10 points tonight on the championship. I mean, he is now in the he has inserted himself into the thick of the championship battle. For these other drivers, they gained some points, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They're going to need a lot of help next week in the final race.
I mean, Jared, just I got to catch my breath before I think about what we've seen, right? So many different pit strategies tonight with a few cautions, allowed for people to take tires. The tires not overly effective. We had possible fuel mileage. We had different people looking like they'd win this race at different points. I had a little bit of everything, and the championship stuff, unbelievable. I think it's only going to get tighter, Jared.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is down to it. I mean, I think tonight was the everything of this league, right? Everybody was laying it on the line. There was a lot of aggressive racing. There was a lot of clean racing. There was a lot of strategy. I mean, everything that we've talked about all year kind of came to a culmination, a point tonight in this Kansas 175. And my goodness, what a great race.
We bring up our unofficial updated standings, and Michael Walker will have a 2-point lead over Pistol and an 8-point lead over Torgerson. Owens right there with Ratliff tied 4 points behind Torgerson. Unbelievable. That's unofficial. Those points will not stand.
The official ones are out, so shout out to the league admins. You're right about Pistol, 2 points back. Torgerson, 3 points back. Jason Ratliff, 11. Chris Owens, 15. That's what we're going to be looking at heading into the final race officially.
All right. So the race is on. I mean, you thought you seen something tonight? Wait till next week, folks. It's going to get crazy. It's going to be awesome. Right now, let's take a commercial break. Let us catch our breath here, and we'll do a couple of race interviews. All right. Back here at Kansas Speedway, Troy Torgerson still out there looking awful good, sitting there, and he's going to take it to the garage there as soon as I say that. Jared, we just watched your favorite new game, iRacing Arcade, but let's forget about that for a minute. Troy Torgerson, I mean, at one point during the race, he had not pitted. He had 12-lap older tires. Now, he had a couple of caution laps there, but whatever. and he held off Jason Ratliff. I would say that's where he earned this victory.
Let's talk about this season for Troy Torgerson. So coming into tonight, his best finish was a few weeks ago at Dover. He finished second back then. Coming into tonight, he had only led 17 laps, 4 at Las Vegas during pit stops, according to my notes, and 13 laps at Texas earlier back in August. All the way back in August was the last time he led. Tonight, he led 79 laps, or 59% of this race. Unbelievable. And this is what you talk about, drivers showing up when they have to, and he knew it. Coming into this race, 15 points back, it was win and move on, and he did it. I mean, the data shows it, right? I mean, what a job by Troy Torgerson to really insert himself into the championship battle.
Yeah, it was awesome watching Owens save his championship hopes, with that late stop after he missed pit road there. He was in deep trouble. He comes back. So all kinds of great stuff. Let's get into our interviews here as we bring in the rifleman, Jason Ratliff, with a third place finish. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you, Dean. Good points night for us.
Yeah, good points night. A lot of hard racing out there tonight, Jason. We seen you get a little tank, kind of throw it in there on, I think, Rogers and a few other times or whatever. There was a lot of guys were going hard tonight, and I think it's when you got 5 guys all who can win a championship, it ramps things up a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. Everything is impacted times 1,000. So you're wanting more than you ever wanted in a race. So probably overdrive, and I think that's kind of what happened tonight a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I think the tires are really playing a role here, Jason. I mean, Troy stayed out there early, had about 10 lap older tires, after caution laps, and you really couldn't do anything with them. Were you surprised with that?
No, with all of our practice, it was super hard to pass if you was even close, time-wise or tire-wise. Yeah, at Dirty Air, even, and I don't know, it was compounding tonight. It was so bad. So that really fought that, and that's why I was hoping to go green, got the lead, and yellow came out, and came hauled from there.
Yeah, but you do have to enjoy the fact, Jason, that we looked and we had 5 championship contenders fairly early on. We had, and all 5 of you were in the top 6 spots. All night long it was top 4 or whatever. It was all championship guys, and they're all quality racers. And you got to be on your stuff out here to beat these guys, don't you?
Oh yeah, you have to be perfect lap in, lap out, just to have a good top 5 finish here. And it was evident that a lot of people brought their A game tonight.
And how fun was it having multi-groove racing? We seen low line, high line, middle line, running everywhere tonight.
Yeah, it was fun. It's just hard to, see where somebody's coming off the corner and stuff, but that's just part of racing. So you just adapt as you go and have fun while you're doing it.
That's right. That's all it's about, Jason. Having fun and adaptability, something you've shown this season. You're still in this thing. 1 race remaining. How are you feeling going into that?
I feel good, but with the points being the way they are and the caliber of guys we have, it's going to be super hard. Something bad's going to have to happen to everybody else for me to come out with this.
Well, all you can do is go race your own car, Jason, and let the cards fall where they may. You did that tonight. You got 3rd place. Congratulations. You're still in it. And we'll turn it over to you, my friend. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank WTTV for putting on a good broadcast. I'd like to thank Live Church and Mike Brown for hosting Sunday nights. And prayer go out to Mike. He's got some health issues. I'd like to thank TJ Rogers and Kylou Glass for sponsoring Tuesday night's race. And then Jason Brantley and East Coast Red Printers for Thursdays. And all my teammates at United Motorsports. Michael Walker, he's a tough competitor. It's going to be hard to beat. And all the admins and everybody who comes out and makes this league one of the best to race on.
All right, Jared, that was Jason, the Rifleman Ratliff, third place finish here at Kansas.
Yeah, and I'm down here with Brandon Sheffield. Brandon, congrats on a second place finish here tonight in your first Gen 4 race. Just another day at the office for you, right?
I wouldn't exactly say that, although also good to talk to you, Jared. It's been a while.
Absolutely. I mean, it has been a while. You're Xfinity Dominator, making your foray into the Gen 4s. Let's talk about, I mean, we've been talking about championship all night, and you've kind of were playing spoiler tonight. So let's talk about that first. I mean, you came into this race first time in the car. Did you have any expectations? Had you run the car? Did you have an idea of what you were going to get out of it tonight, or was it kind of like, hey, I'm just going to show up and see what kind of happens?
A little of both, honestly. I don't know, Nick and I ran probably 40 laps last night, so we had an idea what the car was going to do, but running 40 laps of practice kind of by yourself versus running a full race in a pack of cars like this is completely different. So I just kind of expected to come out here and learn and just see where you ended up, and it really didn't matter where we finished tonight. Obviously, I don't keep track of points anyway in any of the series I run, so that didn't matter. It was just come out and see how you stack up against these guys, because this night is on fire for this league. Is 30 some cars on a Tuesday night, so just want to come out and check it out and start to learn these cars a little bit.
You provide plenty of excitement. I mean, because I knew, you coming into this race and you're just out here looking for dubs, right? I mean, these other guys, Torgerson, Ratliff, Owens, Pistol. I'm probably forgetting somebody else there, but were you aware of the championship battle that you were involved in, and did you have any forethought, or you're just like, hey man, I'm out here to win this race?
And more the second one. If you're scared to race around me, then you can lift.
Absolutely.
I'm here to race, man, and I'm going to leave you all the room that I can. But at the same point, we're going to race for it. And I think that's what you should want if you're in a points battle. You shouldn't want to go out there with kid gloves on and drive around and just race for points. Like, we're still here to race and have fun. So there should be some good hard racing. And man, did Troy and I go after it there through the middle part of that race. I could not believe how hard we were racing each other at that point in the race. But shows what kind of caliber driver he is. And I certainly like to put on a show, so I wasn't going to roll over. And I think he knows that. So that was a lot of fun. Raced everybody pretty hard tonight. This car puts on a heck of a show here.
Brandon, I do want to say I've been doing this probably 7 or 8 years, and probably interviewed, I don't know, 200 guys, and you're probably one of my top 5 favorite guys to talk to, because you just shoot straight from the hip. But let's talk about that battle, Troy. I mean, my goodness, you guys battled side by side for 5 laps, and you were pulling a gap. I mean, talk about the intensity it takes to kind of focus on hitting your marks, and making sure you're given the space and running the line that you need to run. I mean, that was intense from the booth. I can't imagine what it was like on the track.
Well, yeah, the dirty air is terrible here. So if you're behind a car, getting in the corner, your car just does not turn, just not at all. So you kind of have to be watching where that car in front of you is gonna go to try to be somewhere else. And then it's like if Troy runs the middle and I run the bottom, and then he does a cut down in the center of the corner, and then he takes your airway in the center of the corner, then it's just the steering wheel goes numb and the car goes straight and you hit the fence off 2 or 4. So I kind of committed early. I caught him from a long ways back. I had fresher tires. I kind of figured I'm just going to run the top for a corner, get him on entry, drive it in really hard, get by him, and go on. And that is not what happened at all. He raced me super hard and, got clear a couple times. And then if you had a car right behind you going on the front straightaway here, it would buzz the tires all the way down the straightaway. And I finally had to lift to 3/4 throttle to get the tires to hook back up and turn right and let him go again, because I just couldn't go anywhere. And I was going to spin the car out if I didn't do something. So yeah, super fun. Had to be really picky about what line you had, and you just be really careful about making sure you had the right line to get exit speed and not hit the wall. And yeah, it was difficult, but a lot of fun. That's what it should be.
Brad, before I let you get out of here, I got to know, are you going to do any more Gen 4 races?
You'll see me next week. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's good to hear. Well, Brandon, congratulations on a runner-up. I know you're looking for the dub tonight. You put on a show. It was great to watch you, man. And I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you have the last word on your race here this evening.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Windtone TV does an awesome job. This should be a fun one to go back and watch. Got to thank the league sponsors, East Coast Web Printing, Live Church, and then the sponsor for Tuesday nights, Kylou Glass, putting us on the air, giving us a chance to be seen and heard, and for you guys to be able to call this action. It's a pretty cool thing. Got to thank the league admins. RGR is an awesome league. I just stumbled across another fantastic series they have. So it sounds like I need to ask for forgiveness from my wife to now be racing 3 nights a week. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, doing an awesome job. Excited for the winter series. That should be a lot of fun as well. GDR, I got to thank Nick. He's the one who said, hey, let's come run the night. He was doing an awesome job. I think if he puts a couple races together here, he's going to be tough to beat in this car as well. Ed also got to come and hang out with us. It's always fun to have the three of us there. Derek and Jason, unfortunately, couldn't be here, but all of GDR kind of rocking and rolling right now. On the car, Caden Hammond Foundation, cadenhammondfoundation.org if you'd like to learn more about that. And Ed Kane CPA also on the car. Give Ed a call if you need any tax or accounting needs. And also want to give a shout out Troy, hell of a race, man. That guy's doing something now. Once you get one like that, normally they get really hard to beat.
All right, Dean, that was our runner-up, the trophy hunter, Brandon Sheffield.
Yeah, he may be hunting for one, but I got the guy who's holding it. That's the 89, Troy Torgerson. What a race. Congratulations, Troy.
Well, thanks, Dean, man. What a night. Boy, we had a good night, man. Car was just hooked up all night long, man. It took us 15 of these races, but we finally got one of them.
Yeah, well, let's start where kind of Jared was talking. You and Sheffield going at it for a while. Tell us about that battle.
Yeah, that was after the green flag stop. I think he had 8 to 10 laps better tires on me, and I could see him coming. I was just trying to hit my marks and run my groove. I knew I had a good long run car, and yeah, he got me, and we got close to each other, and the car gets behind on the tail end of it, man. It gets you loose off the corner. It doesn't take much, and we had a couple of those, and damn near drove it into them, and then we went side by side there for a while. I was driving it pretty deep into the corner. I just wanted to put on a show. I knew he was going to get me eventually.
Well, I don't know about that, Troy. I mean, we've seen you, and early on, I talked about this earlier. You had 10-lap older tires on Jason Ratliff, and he just couldn't run you down. What was the secret out there tonight?
I don't know. Like I said, I ran about 140 laps in practice last night, and I found my marks, and I mean, I was running out there by myself. Just as long as I wasn't stargazing or whatever, just hit my marks and
Troy,
let it roll through the corner.
Just to expand on that, I don't remember you ever going to the high side tonight.
Tried not to. It got too little tight up there, and I learned in practice it burned up my tires more than I wanted. So, I mean, it could have probably been quicker. You could get a run off the corner if you're trying to get somebody, or past somebody. But I tried to stay away from it.
Well, you did a great job grabbing the win out here. I mean, how good does it feel to just get that under your belt and realize I got the momentum, I got the trophy, and I'm in the hunt for this thing?
Yeah, we had to go out there and we had to put up some laps, and I think we got a point for the laps. We got the win. It's the only way I'm going to do it. It's just going to be hard. I don't think I made up much ground tonight with those guys because I was 15 points back. We made up a little bit, and that's always good.
Hey, you never know. Troy. Go ahead, Jared.
You're 3 back, Troy, now.
Yeah, you're in it, Troy. You're right in the mix. And we're going to Homestead. How are you feeling about that?
It's better than finishing at Phoenix, for me anyways.
Well, Troy, you come see me. Homestead's one of my babies, so you come see me if you need to. But, man, are we excited to see you get this win. Great job, my friend. I can't wait to see what happens next week. That was some of the funnest racing that I've witnessed in a while, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a couple of drinks tonight and celebrate this one, my friend, and we'll give you the mic. Anything you want to say or shout out? Matter of fact, before you do that, Jared, do you got anything for Troy here?
Yeah, old Doyle out there in the chat wanted to make sure you knew that he was very excited for you to win tonight. So I did want to point that out to you. But man, what a great win for you, dude! And congrats on your finish.
Thanks a lot, Jared. Man, yeah, we're already celebrating down here. I need to practice. I need to get a little better at shotgun and beers than Caitlin Larson, man. Maybe she'll show up sometime and we can do one together. But there
you go.
Yeah, I got to thank you guys for putting on a hell of a broadcast. I can't wait to go back and look at it again, man. I watch them every week, and like I say, man, I tell everybody these guys are the best in the business. It's so exciting, and they put a lot of life into it. So, and we're really, really fortunate. I'm really honored that you put on this show for us. I got to thank my team, Spear Motorsports, the Spear Brothers, and we had the Bulldog in my ear tonight. That was really great to have him. And we got the Warden and Rachel and Otto back at the shop. I'm sure they're getting ready to go on Thursday and Sunday. But you mentioned Doyle, man. What a great guy. He makes me look good out there with the paints. Love him to death, man. He comes and supports the league. He supports me week in and week out. I mean, he's just an awesome, awesome guy. Great guy. Go Navy, man. Sponsor tonight. Sponsor this year. Sponsor for years past. So, got to thank all the sponsors for the league. Kylou Glass for tonight's series. We've got Xfinity or Alive Church on Sundays, and then we got East Coast Web Printers on Thursday. Man, we really appreciate those guys, man. They weren't, man, they're so generous, and we're able to put on this show. You guys are able to put on this show, and we're able to be broadcasted for everybody to see. Yeah, gotta thank all the men and women of the United States military. Thank them. Be safe out there. I hope everybody in Jamaica is safe as well. God, that sounds pretty horrible what's going on down there, but it's a great night for the 89 team tonight in Spear Motorsport.
All right, go Navy, go Troy Torgerson. Jared, he's our winner tonight, and he is right in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could, Troy is a guy that I feel like I've worked with him in the past. Great guy, and you could tell that this was a big win for him. I felt like you could feel the emotion in that interview, and
Absolutely.
you want to be happy for everybody in the league, but very happy for Troy and anybody else that is in that position that's basically on the edge of getting eliminated, right? And they pull it through, and that's a walk off at the end of the day, Dean. And I don't really have much else to add. I mean, we're heading to Homestead next week, a race I think is going to be very similar to this one. And I just want to say this was a very entertaining race, and it got to be one of the best races we've seen this year. And hats off to all the drivers. I know there's some crashes and some incidents, and that happens sometimes when you have really good drivers and guys close on pace. And at the end of the day, I thought that was a really great job by everybody that participated tonight.
Yeah, to me, Jared, I mean, if we want to talk about the cautions briefly, I just want to say, to me, that's the right amount of cautions. That's what a race produces. That's good, hard racing. It's not a wreck fest. It's just, things are going to happen when people are, up on the wheel and racing all the time. And I'm sorry about the people who had issues tonight. Maybe there was a couple of dumb things happen. Who knows? But all in all, that was a great race. So entertaining. I can't wait. We got a whole week of it. It's coming up. Championship week, folks. You got to tune in. I mean, Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, you got to be here, especially for this one. I mean, my goodness, Jared, we're going to have 5 guys swinging for the fences here.
Yeah, and will we see a walk off next week? I mean, it's going to be tight. I mean, Chris Owens, 15 back. He kind of needs a Troy Torgerson performance. Will he be able to pull it through? I mean, Dean, there's so many storylines. We'll get to them next week, but you guys out there definitely don't want to miss Wind Tunnel TV this week. I'm excited to tune in on my off nights.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for it. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Jared Carr, that's going to wrap it up from Kansas Speedway. And we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel